We are cut off, isolated and alone. Imprisoned Saudi princesses blame their father, King Abdullah, as their mother calls on Obama to help free them. Two Saudi princesses who claim to have been imprisoned by their father for 13 years have told how they were cut off, isolated and alone after their mother called on President Obama to help set them free. Princesses Saha, 42, and Jawar, 38, whose mother is divorced from King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia, say they are effectively being held under house arrest in the royal compound in Jeddah. They claim that they are not allowed to travel or even leave their home, and that the internet is the only window onto the world. In an exclusive interview with Channel 4 News, the princesses told how security has been tightened since they went public with their story 2 weeks ago, and they are no longer even allowed to make trips with armed guards for food, as they had been previously. Speaking to Channel 4 via Skype, they blamed the king for their situation and even claimed to be running out of food. Princess Saha says, "This is a risk we are taking. We are happy to do it. We understand full well the repercussions, but we don't know what's going on to happen." The princesses say their sisters Maha and Hala are also being held in the royal compound in separate villas. It follows a plea from their mother, Al-Nount Al-Fayaz, 57, to Obama for helping freeing her 4 adult daughters she says have been held in a Saudi royal palace against their will over a decade. Mr. Obama should take this opportunity to address these grave violations committed against my daughters, said Al-Fayaz. Al-Fayaz, who has lived in London since Abdullah divorced her in 2003, said her ex-husband's treatment of their daughters has worsened lately after 13 years in confinement. She told AFP their already rare trips outside to buy food and medicine for themselves and their pets have now stopped. Since 13 years, my daughters Saha, Maha, Hala and Jawar are being held captive, Al-Fayaz said. They need to be saved and released immediately. Al-Fayaz has written to the UN's Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights to say that her daughters are imprisoned, held against their will, cut off from the world. Obama paid a visit to Saudi King Abdullah's desert oasis at the end of a week-long 4-country trip. The aging monarch has been nervously watching Washington's negotiations with Iran and other U.S. policy developments in the Middle East. Saha and Jawar told the Sunday Times in an email they were being kept alone in a house, most of which is closed off, as they are being left to fend for themselves with nobody to help them with the housework. They didn't reveal how they got access to the internet. We have no passport or ID. We are under house arrest with little food left for ourselves and pets, Saha wrote to AFP. On their orders, they have been literally starving us since last Wednesday. We are now living on 1 meal a day, leaving the little remaining meat for our pets and sipping little water in this heat to save up. Our energy is quite low and we are trying our best to survive, she wrote. Abdullah became king of Saudi Arabia in 2005. The oil-rich state is a key ally of the US in the Middle East, and its extensive royal family enjoy massive wealth, with the king one of the world's richest men. Miss Al-Fayaz was only 15 years old when she married King Abdullah, who was then in his 40s, but then he divorced her just over a decade later. The king, who has 38 children by a number of wives, has placed his 4 daughters with Al-Fayaz under the control of 3 of their half-brothers. According to Saha, under Saudi law, girls and women are forbidden from traveling, conducting official business, or undergoing certain medical procedures without the express permission of their male guardians. Saha said that the sisters had enjoyed a pampered adolescence, but that animosity towards her and her sisters had grown after they began to complain to their father about the poverty endured by most of the Saudi people.